Hi, this is your host with another installment in our ongoing series where we try to learn about some of the birds that can be found here in the Tampa Bay area. Today, we're going to talk about the common eider duck. Common eider ducks are sea ducks, which means they spend most of their time out on the ocean, only coming ashore to nest and to roost. They're fairly large ducks, the largest of the sea ducks, with females being about 21 inches long and males around 23 inches. They're quite heavy too, with females usually weighing between 2 pounds, 14 ounces to 3 pounds, 10 ounces, while the males can get up to about 4 pounds, 8 ounces. The male common eiders have distinctive black and white barred upper parts and a white throat and breast with a dark gray bill. Females are more mottled with dark gray and brown, and have a white cheek patch that extends back behind the eye. Their bills are shorter and wider than those of the males. Like most ducks, they are generally found near water and are usually associated with coastal areas, bays, lagoons, marshes, and river deltas. In winter, they tend to prefer areas with both open water and some ice cover. Here in the Tampa Bay area, we tend to see them in fairly large groups or flocks, especially during the winter months. If you do like to learn more about the birds of prey that call the Tampa Bay area home, be sure to check out our Raptors of Tampa Bay ebook. You can find a link to it below. In the northern hemisphere, common eider ducks can be found breeding from Alaska and eastern Siberia all the way across the Arctic Ocean to Greenland and Iceland. Their preferred habitat is open tundra, and they will often nest in leks, which are open areas within the tundra. As I mentioned earlier, they do migrate, and large flocks will move seasonally along the Arctic and subarctic coastlines, often moving hundreds of miles to their wintering grounds. Here in the Tampa Bay area, we typically start seeing them in the latter part of October through December, and they will stay with us through April and sometimes even into May. While here, they can be found feeding on the abundant mollusks, crustaceans, and fish that are available to them in Tampa Bay. As far as their conservation status goes, common eiders are currently listed as near threatened. This is primarily due to the loss and degradation of their Arctic nesting habitat caused by climate change. Climate change is also thought to be responsible for shifts in the timing of ice formation on their wintering grounds, which has led to decreased survival rates, especially among first-year birds. Another major threat they face is oil and gas exploration and drilling in both their breeding and wintering habitats. Oil spills can have devastating impacts on sea ducks, such as the common eider, because they spend so much time on the water and because they tend to feed on the surface. So if you live in the Tampa Bay area and you're looking for a good place to see the common eider duck, one of the best spots is the Fort DeSoto National Battlefield Park. You can find a link to a map showing the location of this park below. I hope you enjoyed learning about this duck as much as I did, and I hope you'll join me next time for another installment in our series. Until then, I'm your host. And remember, keep your eyes open for birds and your feeders filled.